Okay, good evening, Councillor Philip Evans. We can start the meeting.
Right, Noswaith Abaw, good evening everyone. Welcome to the meeting of the General Licensing Committee this evening, which is being held remotely. My name is Philip Evans and I'll be chairing the meeting this evening. I can confirm that a sound check has been conducted. So Mr. Owen, can you hear me?
Councillor Philip, I've lost your audio now. Can anyone else hear Councillor Philip?
Yeah, I can hear him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, pretty audible.
Yep. Okay, thank you. Again, can I welcome everyone here this evening? The meeting is being held remotely, as I said. In addition to committee members, we also have cabinet members and officers assisting us in our deliberations. For those viewing the live stream and recording, the members of the committee are indicated by an asterisk next to their name. The meeting will be recorded and live streamed. Should the streaming fail, the meeting will continue and a recording will be available through the council's website at the meeting. Can I remind members that translation facilities are available and you're welcome to speak through the medium of Welsh, so if you so wish. If you do wish to speak, please use the raised hand facility. You can also use the chat facility, but please note that during the course of the meeting, I may not be able to monitor this continuously. All microphones will be muted. If you wish to speak, please indicate through the chat facility, and then you can use your microphone to be put on. If you leave your device for any reason, please ensure that it's put on silent and that the camera is switched off. Right, going on to the formal business of the meeting. Apologies for absence, Jane. Okay. Any declarations of interest? Councillor Keith Eales.
Thank you, Chair. I would just like to declare an interest in item 8A. I have a business association with one of the complainants.
Okay, so that's a prejudicial interest, so you'll be leaving.
Yeah.
To that item. Anybody else? Councillor Saville.
Yeah, thank you, Chairman. I'd like to declare a prejudicial interest in item 6A, as I have an association with, or personal association with, a director of a firm that operates taxis within Conway.
Okay, thank you. And I have an interest to declare of a personal nature rather than prejudicial, in that in relation to item 8.1, I'm in the retired section of the Unite Union, but I have no active involvement with the union, and I don't know any of the individuals who may have been involved in this application so far. Okay. Right, so we'll move on to urgent matters. I'm not aware of any. Item 4, minutes of our meeting held on the 27th of September, which have been circulated. Could I
move the minutes, Chair.
Councillor Squire proposes, seconded by Councillor Doyle. If there's nothing, no comments on the minutes, can we proceed to vote by show of hands on those? Thank you. Okay. And we'll move on to item 5, Chairman's announcements. I don't have any. Item 6 is to consider the report by the Head of Housing and Regulatory Services on the following matter, and that is the request for a revision of the table of Hackney carriage fares, and that is set out in the report and the appendix to that report that's been submitted. Mrs. Samantha Jones is the officer who's been dealing with this. Do you want to comment further, Mrs. Jones, at this stage?
Good evening, Chair. Only to say that the request has come from Mr. Priddle of Interlink Taxis. We were hoping that Mr. Hodkinson would be here this evening to represent Mr. Priddle, but I don't believe he's logged in as yet. However, I think the report is quite straightforward. As you say, it's a request for members to vary or to allow the variation of the existing table of fares, and in the appendices you will see that the current table of fares is there, along with the proposed table of fares, and the request is to raise the first mile by 30 pence to make the first mile £3.50 instead of the £3.20 that it's at the moment. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Jones. Any comments from members?
It seems reasonable, Chair, especially in view of the increase in petrol prices. It's gone through the roof. So I've no objection to that request, Chair. I'll propose it.
Okay. Is that seconded? Councillor Doyle?
I was going to propose it, Chair, but I'll second it. Okay,
thank you. Right, so you're proposing that the council's intention is to increase because it has to go out to consultation following your decision tonight, and then it will come back to us at the next meeting, I think. Is that right, Sam?
Yeah, yes, that's correct. Thank you. Any variation of the fares do have to be publicly advertised for a period of 14 days before any change may take effect. And during that 14 days, if no objections are made, then the fare will come into effect at the end of the prescribed period. If any objections are made, then we must return to the committee for members to consider.
Yes, does everybody clear about that? It'll be advertised. If there's no objections, it will automatically fall to be amended.
Can I just ask, is this this is just for the first mile, Chair, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that's correct. That's what's been requested. It's an increase for the first mile from the £3.20 to £3.50 just for the first mile, and everything else is the same.
Okay,
Yes.
well, thanks. Yeah, I'll second that, Chair. Then.
Okay. Jane, is this show of hands or roll call?
Yeah, I think Jane's having difficulty with the...
Yeah, she is rather, isn't she? I think because it's a change in something, I think we'll take it by roll call. So
yes, Chair, sorry, I was trying to unmute. I think if we can do it just in Jane's absence, I think she must be having some difficulties with the audio there.
Okay. Just as well, I'm not in Budlongdon, isn't it? Okay. Who's going to do the roll call, Jane or Catherine?
I can call out the names. I'll just go through the list I have here. I think Jane's still having some problems, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Councillor Bradfield?
4.
Councillor Doyle?
4.
Councillor Eales?
4.
Councillor Jenkins?
Here's one I prepared earlier.
Mute.
Obliged.
Councillor Khan,
Obliged.
Councillor Roberts,
Obliged.
Councillor Squire,
Obliged.
Councillor Stevens,
For.
Councillor Wood,
I'm not sure if he's still with us.
Councillor Wood, not, I don't think he's here actually. Sorry. No, okay. Councillor Evans, finally. Thank you.
Yes, and it's an obliged from me as well.
Thank you. So that's unanimous. That's great. Thank
So
you very much.
that proposal is carried and it will go forward now to consultation for the 14-day period. Okay.
Thank you.
Right. Now, we move on now to the exempt item on the yellow pages. So it'll be necessary for